Why, hello there, YouTube. Nathan Heights here. Welcome to my YouTube channel where we talk about tattooing, tattoo removal, and other tattoo related subjects such as the tattoo industry or really anything that is interesting to me. This channel basically covers topics that I find interesting as they relate to my life, my experiences, etc. And today you are joining me for a tattoo industry story time. Now, first and foremost, I'm going to answer your guys' question right off top. Why am I not wearing a shirt? And the truth and the fact of the matter is, it just makes for a more interesting video. I know you guys like tattoos. These aren't the best of tattoos, but there's something for you guys to look at, so I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, find something you like and focus on that. With that being said, today's video, I'm not going to mention any specific names or any specific tattoo shops. I'm not trying to get anybody into trouble. Today I'm going to be telling you about the craziest thing that I've seen go down while working at a tattoo shop. And funny enough, it happened in the late hours and myself and the client were the only two people there. So anyways, it's late night. It's probably about 1, 2 a.m. and the shop is closed. I'm tattooing a client of mine, my own personal clientele. I have the keys to the shop I lock up, and I'm working on one of my old friends, doing a tattoo on his side. It was a name going across his side, some thick black letters, pretty painful. Needless to say, my friend was pretty hype, and he was also pretty damn drunk. Now, this individual was one of my road dogs, somebody that I really loved and respected for many years, and I hadn't seen him for a few years, and in that time I became a professional tattoo artist. So we end up meeting up. I see him in the streets. I don't really remember the context. I see him in the streets. I tell him that I'm tattooing. He wants to come get tattooed, so I say let's do it. I schedule something late night. Now at the time my friend seemed a little bit off. I don't know if he was had been doing drugs or something at the time. I don't mean that in any disrespect whatsoever, but he seemed extra hype and a little different than I remembered him. It's for that reason that I decided to do the tattoo late night with the shop closed, as to not disrupt any other people working. I didn't want to disrupt the mood and environment of the studio during the day. So I decided to bring this guy in at night, work late. He's my friend, having a good time. It is what it is. And by hype and by a little bit druggy-ish behavior, what I mean to say is that he appeared or acted as if he was an extremely active gang member, right? So he was very much loud, very much obnoxious, very much mad dogging, very much trying to put off that type of aura. So I decided I wanted to separate him from the crowd, from the shop during the day. So I have this guy over. He's getting tattooed. It's taken probably 2 hours to do this tattoo, and we're almost done. We're coming towards a close. We maybe have 15 minutes left. I stop for a second, give him a breather. You know, it's a side piece. Side piece hurts. And so it's towards the end. He's extremely sore. I say, you know what? It's probably a good idea to give this guy a little break while I go take a piss. So I do just that. I stop what I'm doing. I get up and I go to take a piss. Now, the shop I worked at this time is a shop where the owner was gang affiliated. Now, I'm not going to say where he's from or anything like that, but what I will say is that this individual had set up shop in a hood of somebody else, right? So it wasn't his hood, and it wasn't necessarily a hood that the shops were very much, how can I put this? They weren't friendly with each other. And part of doing business in any environment, whether or not you have any type of gang activity surrounding the shop, part of that is protecting the business. And when you protect your business, what you do is you have a gun at the business, right? So to make a long story short, there was a gun at the shop. It was a shotgun, and it was underneath a couch that was inside of my station. Anytime I was working late, I knew the gun was there. I didn't think I would ever have to use it, but I knew just in case it was there. Back of my mind, out of sight, out of mind, right? So the gun's Shotgun is underneath the couch. I'm taking a piss and I hear a loud boom, right? It was a shotgun. I knew the sound. The shotgun had gone off. Boom, right? So I'm like, what's going on? So I stop what I'm doing. I wipe up real quick because you know you gotta wipe, very important. And I get out there and I see my homie, the one that I was tattooing, with the shotgun pointed at the ground, with all the tile broken from shooting the shotgun into the ground, and and just a look of just fear on my homie's face, right? He looked like he had seen a ghost. And of course, I'm pissed as all hell. So I start yelling. I'm like, what in the hell are you doing? How could you do this? You damaged the shop. Are you crazy? And I start yelling at him, getting pissed off at him. And he just keeps telling me, I didn't think it was loaded. I didn't think it was loaded. Now at this moment, I was pretty much telling myself, thank you, God, that nobody else was in the shop. Thank God that I had the foresight to tattoo this individual in the middle of the night. And then after that, I was thinking, wow, if anyone heard that, they might call the police. I hope they didn't see the blast through the window because the window was all glass in the front. And I just started having those types of thoughts. So what did I do? I got the gun from him, I put it away, and I basically scooted him on out of the shop, right? I said, okay, we're done. Pack up shop. I sweep up the mess that's there, and I kick him out. And I say, bro, you're going to have to pay back those tiles on the floor, right? And from here, I'm super nervous because I'm working at someone else's shop, someone else who I didn't want to piss him off, right? I didn't want him to think that I was irresponsible. He had trusted me with the key to his shop. I was a little bit of, I wouldn't say I was a shop manager, but I pretty much was like one of two people that had the key, and I was someone that he trusted. So I felt really bad about that. So what I do, I kicked him out of the shop, and I immediately made that phone call, and I let him know that someone had gotten a hold of the gun and had shot the shotgun into the tile floor and destroyed all the tile. I let him know that I kicked that individual out. Long story short, the owner said, don't worry about it, we'll talk about it in the morning when I see you. In the morning, I opened up shop. He came and he saw the damages, and he's like, okay, have this guy give me like $150 and we're good. We'll fix the tile. No harm, no foul. It's all good. Just be more careful. This type of stuff happens. So to my surprise, the owner took it with relative ease. And it was really surprising to me because to me, firing a gun in the middle of the shop in the middle of the night seemed like a big deal. But upon speaking with the owner a little bit more, there had been another situation that was much worse. Now, I wasn't here for this other situation that went down. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it without saying any names. But long story short, the same situation had happened during the day one time where someone had picked up the gun, shot it in the store, and one of the shotgun pellets had ricocheted off the wall and hit somebody in the other booth in the lip, right? So having experienced that, the owner was very much not too worried about what had happened on my watch. But for me, I thought, like, my mind was blown. I was like, wow, like, we are a bunch of idiots and I'm part of the group. So those are pretty much my thoughts on it. But so to make a longer story even shorter, basically this individual never ended up paying back that $150, $120, whatever it was, and he basically went ghost on me. He never got his tattoo finished, and I hadn't seen him for a number of years, and when I finally ran into him, he was actually homeless, unfortunately, and obviously a little bit spun out. And I don't mean that with disrespect. I pray and hope to God that my homie's doing better now. I gave him like $20-$30, and then I went about my business, and I hoped the best for him, and I gave him some advice, which is basically like, you need to do whatever you can to get back into your mom's house and get your life together because you obviously need help, right? So he never ended up paying that back. His tattoo never got finished, and he's, last I heard, wasn't in a very good situation. But now you're probably asking if I learned anything from this situation. And the fact of the matter is I didn't. at the time. I literally just put the gun back underneath the couch, and that was it, right? Now, with that being said, I'm a lot older now. It's been a number of years. I feel like I'm seeing like saliva just vomit from my mouth as I'm talking. But it's been a number of years, and I'm definitely aware of I've wised up a little bit. I'm aware of the hazards, the safety hazards that firearms present, and I know that especially in the state of California, I don't know if the law is different for businesses, but I know for sure in homes you do need to have your gun in a gun safe. It can't be stored loaded, and the ammo needs to be stored separately. I'm aware that there's all these laws and whatnot. At the time I was very young. I was maybe like 21 years old, and I was very much not the most responsible of individuals, especially when it came to firearms. I didn't have very much experience with them. So, hope you guys enjoyed this story. Go ahead and leave your comments below. Let me know if you think I handled the situation well, or I'm sure I'm going to get a few people who think I'm an idiot who are going to leave their comments below. But all I can say is everything happens for a reason. Nobody was harmed, and I'm thankful that no one was harmed and that nobody else was in the shop at that time. So subscribe to my channel for more videos, and I hope to hear from you guys in the comments below. Let's have a conversation about this. Peace, peace. Blessed be all of you. Nothing but the best. Adios.